What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing well. Modern Pioneer here, just going to show you a quick little video of some repairs I'm going to be doing to my wood-fired oven. You can see a little bit what I'm talking about right here, and if I zoom in, see that little bit of gap? Now that has slowly gotten worse over the years, so I think we're going on our third year with this oven, and this is going to be my, let's see, second attempt to repair this. What I did the first time, what I did the first time is all I did is just clean this off and put another layer on there. But the thing of it is I ran out of mix, so I wasn't able to get it as thick as I wanted to. So now this time, here I am again, brand new bag, and stuff's not cheap, by the way. I got one bag of like pre-ready, pre-mixed, what is it, like final surface patch something. I'll show you guys a picture of it in the video. But what I'm going to be doing, clean this up, taking this door off, putting another layer on. I'm going to put it thick, as good as I can. I'm going to try and maintain this seal here, and so then that'll, you know, cut down on any modifications or sanding that I have to do afterwards. Why is this important? She thinks it's important. So this is important because the heat. This helps my heat retention. So what I've noticed is as that seal has gradually gotten worse, my temperature leaves quicker. So it'll hit 200 Celsius, and that's when I'll throw pizzas in there and start cooking, and within like 30 minutes it's dropped down to 100. And I don't know, I haven't done like a mass survey of pizza oven temperature retention, but that just is no bueno to me. So I'm going to apply another layer of stucco on the front, and then when I apply this door, what I didn't do the first couple times because I anticipated myself having to do this, but what I am going to do this time is put a layer of high heat resistant caulking, which will then seal it up tight. So that's the plan. Let's get to it. All right, I went ahead and mixed my stucco mix, and I made it pretty thick because I don't want it running. I want to put it on thick and move on. So what I'm using again is a surface bonding cement, which this is just stucco, just pretty much the same thing. So that's it. That's the consistency. Let's get to it. Okay, I ended up getting this all sanded down and fit the door in there as best I could. I got this little bit of a stress fracture going on here, but that'll be covered up easily with the paint. My only hope is that it remains there and was able to adhere to the base layer as much as possible. This was kind of an afterthought, but what I should have done is, I think it would have worked out good, would be if after I applied this, I just put in like maybe 1.5 inch screw just through the new layer that would go into the next layer behind it, and then just let that set as is and then just hide it. I thought of that afterwards. My only concern for doing that is that if those screws were to heat up, I'm not sure what that would do to the integrity of that exterior finished stucco layer. But just a thought I had. I don't know if you guys are doing this, maybe try that, let me know. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm just going to paint this inside with the paint color that I picked out, and then I'm going to be applying this DAP high heat mortar on the inside. So I'm going to be doing that right here and then put that around there. It's one important thing with that is it says that you're supposed to wet the area. So the reason being would be this cement mortar, like the brick, will sap in the water like a sponge. So if you don't wet it prior to applying it, it'll like suck out all the moisture from your adhesive, and then that will prohibit it from adhering properly. So that's the plan. Also, I ended up getting this door a facelift. It looks brand new. All I did is I sanded it down, and it came out pretty good. I forgot that I had applied some fire resistant insulation strips on the inside of there, but obviously they were not airtight, or else we wouldn't have had as big of a leak as we did. So I'm thinking this mortar is going to definitely do better, but we will see. So I'm fighting daylight. Okay, all I did was quickly just paint around the outside of the door frame, because I didn't want to try, getting a steady hand close when I set this door. And then I just very generously went in and applied that mortar around there. So this is what it looks like. I wanted to show the beforehand because I've never done this. So let's just see if I applied too much or too little. Okay, I got the door set and I really didn't have any problems at all. So I used that mortar in there, and like I said, I've never used that product before, so I'm hoping I use the right stuff. But I ended up spreading it all on the back there. There you can see, and on the sides right there too, because just there are some micro cracks in those fire bricks, which don't really matter, but that whole area gets black from the fires. So if I'm just doing a little bit, I mean, why not just cover that whole thing and see if it adds, to the structural integrity of the whole thing. So then I put these clamps in here because just want to make sure I get a good seal on that door. And you saw how much mortar I applied to the door frame, and really there were only a couple areas that mortar came out. So I think the amount that I applied was correct to what was needed. And then we just put a base layer of this coat on it, looking pretty good. So I'm going to let this set for a day, and then tomorrow I'm going to put a little starter fire in it, because that's what the instructions say for this mortar stuff. So I'm going to let it set for 24 hours and then do my starter fire. Okay, 24 hours later, and I'm checking my workout, and I'm really pleased with it. That 3M mortar that was my first time using, I'm impressed with it. It's got a solid foundation there. It's holding all the brick together. My door is set pretty well. So I removed the clamps, and now the next process is, ignore my trolls in the background. The next process is to start a small fire in the back, and then just try and build up that heat a little bit. So I'm gonna get it to probably 100 Celsius, and then I'll just cut it off, let it die. But let's test it while we're here and see if we can see any smoke coming out. And I'll shut the flute off. I opened this door for added air. Let's just see if that dies. I don't see any smoke. Hot dog. And the fire's actually going down. So awesome. It seems that the small repairs that I did were successful, so that's super cool. Oh wow, did you see that smoke come out as soon as I opened that? Yep, I think I fixed the problem. Awesome. So I'm gonna let this burn out, and then probably tomorrow or here next day, I'm gonna really put a nice fire in there and cook some pizzas probably. So cool.